If you are a beginner at ink and wash urban sketching, this video is for you. Feeling inspired by the ink and watercolor wash urban sketches and you wish to start your own, but you do not have any materials at home, what should you do? So of course you can go to the art supply store and buy your first watercolor set, sketching set, and the pens that were recommended. But they are kind of pricey for people who are just beginning and who are still unsure whether they would really invest in the hobby. So I decided to make this video for people who want to try but not so sure they're gonna like commit so much on it. So I am going to bring you shopping at a dollar store. Daiso is a $2 store. It originated from Japan, so of course you can find it in Japan. I think they also have branches all over the world. There are certain items that they stock that you can also use for urban sketching, and some of their items are really quite a good deal and they are good quality. So let's head over to one of the Daiso outlets to do our shopping.
So let's head over to the arts and crafts section to look for some sketchbooks. So this drawing book over here has about 20 sheets, but I find the paper to be too thin for line and wash. And the label doesn't have any grammage information, so I'm not getting it. This one also has very thin pages. For watercolor use, the paper has to be of a certain thickness. So here's a smaller sketchbook. It's made by Maruman. Yeah, I think it has potential, and the paper seemed to be thicker. Okay, I'm getting it. Oh, I also found a pack of postcards made from watercolor paper, and the paper seemed to be thicker, but I'm not getting it because it's not in a sketchbook form. So next up, we're looking for pen, marker, or brush pen. Oh, they have a fountain pen, but I don't think it has a converter for your own ink. Here are the ink cartridges, but they don't seem to be water resistant. There are actually so many brush pens in the calligraphy section, but you have to look very carefully because many of them actually are dye-based or they are water-soluble. So if you see the Chinese character 水性, it means that they are water-soluble, don't get it. The reason why we're getting water-resistant ink is because we are going to layer watercolor over and we don't want the ink to run. This one looks promising. It's a calligraphy pen and it seemed to be water-resistant. Let's go to the stationery section. These are gel pens and seem to be oil-based. And they come in so many different nib sizes, so you can buy the right nib size for your work. Oh look, here's another pen with a fine nib and seem to be water resistant as well. Next up, paints, and I am at the arts and crafts section, and here are some watercolor pencils. Here's a box of 12 color tube paint. To use the tube paints, you do need to get a palette. Wow, 16 colors. Oh, I'm sold. I'm gonna get this. So you can find a set of like about 5 paint brushes made from pig bristles, but please don't get them. These are not for watercolor. I would suggest buying these calligraphy brushes instead. There are 2 paint brushes in one pack. Oh wow, a water brush, and at $2, it's a steal. Let's get it. You might want to walk around the whole of Daiso for these items. This is a portable stool that you can bring along for your sketch walk, so you can sit anywhere you want. There are also caps, flat bottles for you to put water for watercolor. You can also find washi tapes useful for taping the edges of your paper to keep a clean edge, and this is a good deal. So now let's try out the pens that we have from Daiso. Starting with the gel pen. The nib is really thin. It's just 0.28 So it's really thin line that you can make, and you don't really get a lot of line variation. This is the oil-based black colored marker, and it says it's really thin, so it really looks like another pen nib. So this is from Sakura. I really quite like it. Yeah, I think it's at least like maybe 0.5. The nib size is about 0.5. And unlike the gel pen, where you can actually see skips, this Sakura pen doesn't have any. It's really quite juicy. So the next up is the calligraphy pen. This is from Platinum, and I got it from the calligraphy section. So this Platinum pen, because of the nib, you can make really thin line, so it's like maybe about 0.5 nib, 0.5. And if you change the angle slightly, you can actually make it thicker. And if you slant your pen even more, look, this is what you can do. And I think because of the nib, you can even do like, you know, hand lettering like this. So very versatile pen to buy. So I think depending on whether you like, you know, thin nib or thicker nib, this may be more versatile. I bought the watercolor solid, 16 colors. I'm so excited to try it. But it says at the back that it has calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is actually chalk, so I have a feeling that this paint may be opaque. The set comes with a small synthetic brush, and you can use the cover as a palette. So let's swatch the colors. And these are the swatches for the 16 colors, the Daiso Cake watercolor paint set. They are really opaque. You can't really see, you know, the handwriting that's underneath. But the colors are pretty sweet. Opaque paints are really not so useful for ink and wash, but let's try to do something different. Normally for ink and wash, we will first line the subject using a pen with water-resistant ink and apply watercolor wash over it. Because the paint for this watercolor set is opaque, doing so will cover the lines. So I am doing the reverse by having the watercolor on and then having the line on top of the wash. The colors in this paint set are really suitable for loose watercolor flora paintings. So if you decided that urban sketching is not for you, you can use it for that purpose.
So what would I get if I only have $10 in my pocket? Just to put this in context, in Singapore, a Starbucks Frappuccino drink costs about $7. So for a drink and a little bit more, you can buy your urban sketching kit. So the first thing that I would buy is the sketchbook. So this sketchbook is from Maruman, and I think it's quite a good deal because there are about 20 pages and the size is just right. So it's small enough to bring in your little bag when you go out to sketch. And the paper is actually not too bad. Yeah, so I've done the painting that you have seen, the demonstration that I've seen is actually done on this book. And I think it's really okay, you know, even after using it, I don't see any bleeding. Okay, just a little bit of bleed through, but the paper is not warpy even after using the watercolor. So yeah, really not bad. Okay, next, another $2. I'll buy the watercolor cake, or let's call it watercolor solid. It has 16 colors, this is crazy. It has 16 colors, and it comes with a little brush. I don't really use it, but yeah, you know, it's really like one complete set. And actually in the cover, you can use it as a palette. So you don't have to buy an extra palette. So as you have seen in Daiso, there's also the tube colors. But because if you want to use the tube colors, you do need to get a separate palette. But this one comes together, so you save another $4 for the brush and also for the cover. Next is the water brush. As I said, this is really good deal. It's $2. Normally a water brush would cost about $4. and it's not too bad, and the reservoir is actually quite big, so you can actually put a lot of water inside. Okay, of course you have to buy the pens. I would suggest either this is the calligraphy pen, or the one, I think this is for the writing, the one where you actually use for marking your name. This is from Sakura, and this one, the calligraphy pen, is from Platinum. So we can get either one depending on whether you, if let's say you also do if you also do hand lettering, then the Platinum, you should get it, because you can also do hand lettering with this pen. Okay, so we are left with less $2. So for this, I think these are really like the essential things that you need to get. But if you have another $2, you can get a water bottle. You can just put the normal drinking water in that, and you can pour that into your palette when you do the sketching. Or you can also get the sketching stool. I didn't buy the sketching stool because I already have it. So you can buy that portable stool, so that you can sit wherever you want when you go urban sketching, and you're not like confined to sitting at a chair, like a place, a shop or something like that. So yeah, this is what I'll get with $10, and you can already get started. Once again, I thank you for watching this video. If you have found it to be useful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So I'll see you in the next video as I pack for an urban sketching event. Bye!